Hello, and welcome to Through Endurance We Conquer. I'm your host, Ashley Mello. This podcast is all about using running, not just as a way to stay fit, but as a tool to improve your mental health, build resilience, and navigate life's ups and downs. For me, running has been a game changer. It's helped me face tough times, find clarity in the chaos, and build the mental strength to push through challenges, both on and off the road. I started this podcast to help others experience the same benefits I've gotten from running, because I truly believe that through endurance, we conquer. Today's theme is about setting realistic, authentic goals that build confidence and resilience. I'll share how setting the goal of running my first marathon transformed my life, and why running your own race means choosing goals that truly resonate with you. Last week, I shared the story of how I used running to get me through a tough time in my life. I also detailed my journey from running 3 minutes at a time to 6 miles straight. Once I got comfortable running 6 miles per run a few times a week, I started thinking about what else I could do to challenge myself. A coworker mentioned his friend who runs marathons. I had heard of the big marathons like Boston and New York, but I wasn't sure what a marathon was. When I got home, I found out that the race is 26.2 miles long. It seemed challenging, but I still felt like it was something I could do. But when I mentioned to a friend that I was thinking of running a marathon, he quickly shut me down, saying, "You can't do that." The conversation ended there, and so did my dream of running my first marathon. I still ran my regular route, but I let my friend's doubt stop me from dreaming bigger. Fast forward 3 years later, and I'm once again in a deep depression. I was dealing with a career change, a breakup, and moving back home to help take care of a sick family member. It felt like everything in my life that could go wrong was going wrong. I fell back into bad habits and wasn't taking care of myself. Once I realized how out of control my life had gotten, I decided to turn it around. Similar to how I first started running, I started with short walks, then running intervals, and built back up to longer distances. And it reminded me of my goal years ago to run a marathon. On Christmas Day, I went out for another 10-mile run. Just when Strava was about to roll over to 10 miles even, I decided to keep going and do another lap around the block. By the time I got home, I ran 13.1 miles, my very first half marathon. In that moment, I realized if I can run a half marathon, I should just go for it and train for a full marathon. Over the next 4 months, I trained for the marathon, and by the time I completed the race, my whole life had turned around. Setting goals for yourself is a very powerful tool to improve your mental health. Goals give you something positive to work towards and something to look forward to. It can help give your days purpose even when it feels like everything in life seems to be going wrong. When I began training for my first marathon, it helped me shift my mindset. Instead of dwelling on everything going wrong, I started focusing on what I can do and what I can control. One of the reasons goal setting is so powerful is that it breaks overwhelming situations into manageable steps. When I was struggling with depression, it felt like I had no control over my life. But setting the small goals like walking, then running intervals, then building up to longer distances, gave me a sense of control and progress. Just like with marathon training, where you build up mileage week by week, life challenges become less daunting when you break them down into steps. Instead of being intimidated by the whole big picture, you focus on the small wins along the way. Every time you accomplish a small goal, it builds momentum and confidence. It really helps to start by setting small goals. You don't need to run or train for a marathon today to feel accomplished and boost your confidence and self-esteem. Maybe you do have a big goal that you'd like to accomplish, but the thought of tackling it seems so daunting. You can start by taking that big goal and breaking it down into smaller goals along the way. For example, if you want to run a marathon someday, you can schedule some shorter races like a 5K, 10K, or half marathon into your training plan. As you complete each race, you'll build confidence along the way and see that you are capable of achieving the goals you set for yourself. If you have a goal of changing your diet and eating healthier, you don't have to overhaul your eating habits all at once. You can start by swapping out just one meal or snack for a healthier option. And once that change doesn't feel like such a shock, you can swap out another meal for a healthier option. Slowly, you'll build healthier eating habits instead of feeling restricted and like you have to give up all your favorite foods at once. Maybe you have a goal of going to the gym to strength train, but the gym is overwhelming for you. Again, you don't have to overhaul your whole routine or jump into a brand new training plan. You can do just 1 or 2 new exercises to get started. And as you get more comfortable in the gym, you can add more exercises to your routine until you've built a program that works for you. And this is a great habit to build in the gym environment, because over time, you'll need to slowly add weight to your exercises and/or add more reps to each set. And by then, you'll be used to the routine of slow progression. And remember, each small goal you set and achieve is pushing you closer to achieving the bigger goal you set for yourself. If you're solely focused on your big goal, it can be intimidating. It may even scare you into quitting. But if you break down your big goal into smaller ones, it'll make the process more manageable and help you build confidence and self-esteem along the way. When you're choosing your goals, it's important to choose goals that resonate with you and your values. Outside of running, a lot of people set goals related to making money. They want to make a certain amount to buy the house, the car, the whatever they think it is that will show others that they made it in life. But a lot of them aren't happy, even after they reach that goal. They realize too late they chose a career solely based on income, and not a career path they enjoy or that gives them purpose. Or they realize that in order to make that money, they had to sacrifice their work-life balance. They missed family events for work or sacrificed their health to work longer days. When it comes to anything in life, you have to choose what makes you happy, not what you think will make others happy or proud or impressed with you. If you're making decisions or setting goals based on the judgment of others, no matter what you do or what you achieve, you'll never be happy. And that's why you have to choose what makes you happy. The same rule applies to when people doubt your goals. If you feel strongly about a particular goal, you shouldn't let anyone else's doubt keep you from going after your goal. If I kept holding on to my friend's doubts about me, I never would have run my first marathon. I would have let his judgment and doubt hold me back from a goal that meant so much to me. You have to learn to tune out all of the outside noise and focus on yourself. And I know that's very hard to do when everyone online is posting about their accomplishments, but you can't let yourself get wrapped up in that. When you're setting a goal, take the time to reflect on if you're setting this goal for yourself or for the approval of others. Beyond my personal experience, science also supports how goal setting impacts mental health. Research by Deci and Ryan shows that aligning goals with personal values leads to greater satisfaction and resilience. So if the goal you set is one that resonates with you and aligns with your values, you'll not only feel more satisfied when you accomplish it, you'll also more likely to stick to it and get yourself back on track, even if you experience setbacks. Setting and achieving goals also has a direct impact on mental health. Accomplishing even small milestones triggers a release of dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter in your brain. This not only rewards us for success, but also motivates us to continue pursuing our goals. Research has shown that dopamine plays a crucial role in maintaining motivation and combating depression and anxiety. A study by Schultz, Diane, and Montague, 1997, demonstrated how dopamine neurons fire in response to both expected and unexpected rewards, reinforcing behaviors that lead to success. This is why goal setting is such a powerful tool for improving mental health. It keeps you motivated and moving forward even when times are tough. When I was training for my first marathon, every long run, every completed workout, and every personal record gave me a boost. With each small milestone I hit, I slowly pulled myself out of that dark place. It wasn't just about getting to race day. It was about the process of working towards something meaningful. And that brings me to our weekly challenge. This week, I'd like you to set one personal goal that aligns with your authentic values. And it doesn't have to be related to running. It can be any type of goal. Write down your goal and break it into smaller steps if you need to. Whenever you feel like you're starting to get off track with your goal, reflect on why that goal matters to you personally and what you need to do to get back on track. And if you want to share your goal, tag me on Instagram at Through Endurance We Conquer. I'd love to cheer you on. For any advice, questions about today's episode, or if you want to learn more about one-on-one coaching, you can email me at ashley@mellowrunning.com, or you can message me through Instagram at Through Endurance We Conquer. If you're just starting your running journey and don't know where to start, download my free Couch to 5K running guide on mellowrunning.com to build up to running 3.1 miles in just 6 weeks. It's free and beginner-friendly. My contact information and the sources for today's episode are included in the show notes. Next week, we'll talk about strategies for overcoming mental blocks. So don't forget to subscribe and share the podcast with a friend. Thank you for listening. I hope today's episode inspired you to set meaningful goals. Keep showing up, trust the process, and remember, it's through endurance that we conquer.